1, 2, 3.
Hi, my name is Lainey Hyde. This is Raquel, Alexis, Lily, Lila, and Shane. So I would like y'all to imagine you're trying to survive a disease in the hospital while you owe thousands of dollars in treatments, travel, and room. And you're feeling sorry for your family because you feel like a financial burden. And today my goal is to persuade you to donate to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. This is a nonprofit organization that gives money to the bills, travel, and to help advance treatments to increase the survival rate of kids in the hospital. And I'm credible to speak on this nonprofit organization because I have read a lot about it. I have done research for weeks. So today I'm going to inform you of the needs because they need to cover what insurance doesn't, advance cures, and pay extras. And I also talk about the solution and how you could help and what would happen if you don't help. So now that I've introduced my topic and organization, I will now discuss the needs of St. Jude. So my first need is that they will cover what insurance won't. And this is by Denny Thomas, and he said to make sure no family goes home with a bill, and this is by raising money and giving it to them. So for my first source, it is Denny Thomas with What is St. Jude in 2025 said that he helps families not receive a bill. And this is expert testimony. For my second example, Gabby is a cancer patient, and she said that this hospital was by her side financially and mentally because they wanted her to focus on living. So my second source on this is tips for childhood cancer survivors staying financially fit. And she said she is not alone facing such hurdles. And this was by Mary Powers, May 10th, 2024. So now that I've covered what insurance doesn't, I will now move on to the donation and how it helps advance cures. In 60 years, they increased their survival rate to 94%. And 60 years ago, only 100 kids were survived, which was pretty rare. And now 1 out of 5 kids die from any disease. In other countries, 4 out of 5 die. So for my third source, it is Richard Jr. He said, even as survival rates increase, we won't stop until no child anywhere dies in dawn of life. So this is March 4th, 2022, and this was statistics. For my second example, Richard Jr. was interviewed and said that donations buy things for treatments. And his goal was to find cures for kids with cancer and any other diseases because he wants better survival rates. And for my fourth source, Richard Jr. with a nonprofit organization, he said that he treats and defeats cancer and life-threatening diseases, and this was September 8th, 2021, in pure testimony. So, you see how donations advance cures? I will now talk about how they pay for extra things that the patient needs. And St. Jude covers travel expenses because this causes some financial stress on the family because airfare is not cheap in case of an emergency. And for my fifth source, does St. Jude cover travel expenses? They said St. Jude assists with financial burdens with travel. And this is May 14th, 2024. And a brief example. And for my second example is the Domino Village. And this is housing that they provide because they believe that the home is a financial and healing process. And these houses come fully furnished because they want to feel like home. And for my sixth source, it is St. Jude Domino Village. They said that home is a critical part of the healing process. And this was September 28th, 2023. And this was the extended example. So now that I've covered the needs of St. Jude, I will now go over the solutions. So your donation will help save child's fighting diseases, and this will also help take stress off the family because of the bills and because insurance won't cover everything. So St. Jude uses your donation to pay for family bills, pay travel, and advance cures to increase the survival rate of kids. So donating is really simple. All you have to do is to visit their online donations with St. Jude. You'll either pick a monthly or one-time payment. You'll pick your amount and your payment method, and all you have to do is press pay. So next, I will go over what would happen if you don't donate. So imagine stuck in a hospital bed as a kid when you're supposed to be riding your bike outside enjoying the fresh air, but you're stuck in a hospital bed, but you're sick. So now picture your family around you worried about you looking at bills they can't pay. Kids are fighting and struggling with diseases every single day, and your donation would help, but if you do not donate, it will decrease the survival rate and the stress levels of those families will increase. So your donation will support families and save kids' lives. Any donation helps families through a rough time while their child is sick and will decrease the level of stress on them. And it will also help support the hospital by creating cures that will increase survival rates. So, one thing I would like y'all to remember today is how you can make this happen. And now that I've informed you of the needs of St. Jude, where they are help cover what insurance doesn't, advance cures, and help pay for extras that they need. So now that I've gone over the solution, I would like I would now go over how you can help fulfill this. So if you can remember one thing from my speech, I hope I persuaded you to donate today. So remember, donating helps family and kids through a rough time. And now I'd like you to think of the beginning of what I asked you for my speech. So imagine you're in the hospital as a kid and hopeless and stressed because you're fighting a disease. So in that situation. Now for more info, how it impacts the lives of them and how it impacts the lives of the children and how your donation helps families through a rough time. Thank you.